Take us through when you first realized that this was potentially catastrophic.
Well, it wasn't. It wasn't a long process. I mean, when the engine exploded, it felt like we'd been hit by another aircraft. So that jolt was very violent, as well as an explosion. And
Could you hear the explosion when you're in the
Yes.
cockpit? You could hear it.
oh yes, yes, and we just went into an immediate snap roll to the left, and we both caught the controls and leveled the wing.
What is a snap roll to the left?
So usually you're flying, as a pilot, I use my hands. Usually you're flying along, and a snap roll would be like that.
So you,
In a moment, we caught it going past 40 degrees and leveled the wings, and then dealt with the unscripted combination of emergencies that followed that.
the plane fell 18,000 feet in 5 minutes. What does that do to the body? What does that feel like to the body?
Well, of course, it feels a little like the free fall that you might feel in a ride, but also there was so many things going on. I'm sure everyone's senses were overloaded because there's this wind going by a window that's open at 500 miles an hour. So the roar was such that Darren and I couldn't communicate.
So you could not talk to Darren, your first officer,
No, we couldn't.
because of the sound so loud.
Right. And then also, everyone else had the same sensation we did, which was a stabbing pain in our ears and not being able to breathe because of the rapid depressurization.
In all of your training, including Navy training, does that kick in immediately? Where are the nerves of steel? I mean,
Right. I think we're never the product of one moment. I think experience. I've been flying for 35 years, and then also training, Navy, as well as 25 years of flying a Boeing. But I do have to say, I have to give credit where credit is due. And my adrenaline kicked in just like everyone
you
else's.
said there were 3 moments, 3 things,
3 takeaways.
takeaways.
Habits become instincts under pressure. So we have the choice in those. And hope doesn't always change our circumstances, but it changes us, which can be enough. And heroes don't require equipment or a title. They're simply people who take the time to see and the effort to act.
That is so true. Now, I couldn't believe it when I read it. There were people who did not want to get on that flight because they saw a female pilot.
Not that particular.
But other flights that you've had.
Yes, I've had people turn around and take a later flight, I guess.
Well, it's like a black cat or you're jinx. I mean, what are people thinking? You're a trained pilot. How does that feel when you've served you've been in the Navy,
Right.
top of the top. How does that feel when someone turns around, I don't want to get on this flight?
I really don't think a lot about it. I think they're going to be late.
I want to get to our audience real quick, but what is your message for the next generation of female pilots out there? I've got a couple folks who want to question, but what's your thought on the next generation of female pilots?
Oh, I'm so excited. There is no door closed to women pilots now. And there's not very many of us, but I think it's just a matter of seeing it done because we don't really choose what we haven't seen.
You have a question here, sir? Come on, get you to stand up. What's your name?
My name is Marty Martinez, and I don't have a question, but I have a comment. I know we don't know each other personally, but I know you.
Yeah.
And I've been dreaming about this day for a very long time. And to be here and have the opportunity to say thank you for landing that plane and saving my life just really means the world to me.
So you were on that plane? Marty was on the plane.
Marty, thank you. God bless.
So you were on the plane that day?
Yeah, I was. I was about 2.5 rows back from where the incident had occurred.
You recognize his name or face? I heard you say, "Oh," or you just instinctively.
I've seen news clips with his face on it, and I knew we were on the same airplane, riding the same ride.
Oh my God!
Down to the ground.
So you have this moment to thank her in person.
Yeah, and I've been, thinking about this moment for a long time. What do you say to someone who you owe your life to?
Yeah.
And there hasn't been a day that has gone by that I don't wake up and I thank God for putting you on that plane.
Thank God. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you.